Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldis and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
Ta-da! Oh boy, interesting. We're gonna give this a go. Since it's so damn miserable outside tonight, I'm in here by myself. Johnny Horner can't miss his meal. And anyways, he probably doesn't know how to run the cameras and all that junk in the background anyhow, so there's gonna be a little bit of me jumping up, running around, operating cameras. But tonight, I figured since we were on the, I can't remember what we called it, the stinky butt spey fly or something, juicy stinky butt. And anyhow, Scott LeBoldis is on his way in tonight as well, so I'm just doing a quick variation of what John Horner tied. I'm not sure if it's a fly that he's seen somewhere on YouTube or whatever, but I thought it was pretty awesome of him to come up with a different pattern with a bunch of different materials. See, what we've got here at the store is we just got like a box of mismatched stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Let's put some stuff together. So what I'm going to run tonight is we got ring neck tips, pheasant tail, and then I'm going to put some bronze mallard flank in there with some purple marabou and some gold Gudenbrod. Anyhow, I'll go down to the bottom camera here quick and we'll get right to this, because hopefully I do this pattern pretty proud. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We got the purple stinky butt spey fly, and that's what it looks like. When these things get wet, they got some nice flow to them. I'm just hitting it with a little bit of this Velcro strip, and you can see how it kind of blends everything together. And then underneath here, we've got a little hot, spicy black dot, because we all know that purple and black go really well together. And that dubbing in the bottom is from our good friends at Spirit River, an old black lightning dub. So anyhow, we're going to start out with a 2-aught hook tonight. Going big, go big or go home. The old 2-aught spicy hook by Mustad. I'll show you the hook here quick. You can copy some numbers down if you need to. You can tie it on a 1-aught too as well. Get that locked in a vise. Wonder if you guys can hear that rain in the background, but it is something else. And we're in for a little bit of a weather change starting tomorrow, from what I understand. And that's a welcome change. Anything other than this torrential downpour that we're having has been freaking unbelievable. And I think pretty well everybody that watches our fly tying stuff also knows that we guide fishing trips here in Squamish, Whistler, and Pemberton, and the rivers are a mess, and we do a lot of ice fishing this time of year as well, and we've only got a couple lakes that are in good shape, and they're getting hammered with rain today. So anyhow, we're going to go from there. We're going to take some pheasant tail tips. They come on a little chunk off the neck, I think is what that's from, and we'll take a couple of them off of there. Or one. There we go. And what I was doing was just tying it off on edge. It kind of looked cool on edge. The last one I tied in there, I think I've left it a little bit on the long side, so I'm going to shorten this one up a little bit. And I'm just going to tie it all into the body. It just adds a little bit of bulk and helps with the transition. If you go too short on that feather, it will actually make it collapse like it is there, but you want it to be nice and fanned out, looking pretty like. So at that point, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the gold Gudenbrod. This stuff is dynamite. I love this stuff. So I don't know if you can even find this stuff anymore. If you can't find this stuff, there's other stuff called diamond braid, which is pretty similar. You can get it in round flat. So this is Hairline's version of the same product. It's really similar. So the weave is a little bit different, but diamond braid. You can also get it in round as well, which that would be the holographic gold. We'll show you what that looks like. So, you know, once you find something good, everybody jumps on it and makes it their own. So, needless to say, we've got a great stock of a whole bunch of different stuff for fly tying here at Spud Valley Sporting Goods in downtown Pemberton. If you guys are bored, check us out, 1380 Birch Street or Birch Drive in downtown Pemberton. Come on by, man. We got a good wall of stuff here and knowledgeable fly tyers. What else are you going to do on a rainy day? Go for a nice drive. So anyhow, we're tying that in nice and tight to the butt. And what we're going to do is we're going to work our way back up to the front of the hook. Throw a quick whip finish in. Whoa, I'm not using my whip finisher because somebody else is taking it home. And I got this ginormous one. Anyhow, so we're going to throw that on the bobbin cradle. And we're going to make ourselves a really nice gold body here. So watch this stuff. It is just magical. We're adding a little bit of steelhead bling here. Steelhead bling. We'll work it up to there somewhere. Actually, what I've been doing is pretty well right where the eyelet split on a salmon hook. Kind of stop it just right at that, and that gives you enough room to build your head. And it also kind of helps with the taper, the transition of that that big step. So anyhow, we're tying that in. Lock her down. Them razor bedazzled scissors of mine. Cut that tag off. And then we're going to go to that beautiful Spirit River dubbing. We're going to make a little dubbing loop here. You don't need a whole ton of it. I think the biggest thing with dubbing loops is the tighter that you weave them, the harder it is to pick the stuff out of them. So don't get those dubbing loops too tight. You want to get them tight enough that you don't lose the product inside, but not so tight that you can't pluck it out and make it pretty and real buggy and make that stuff float. Because it's got to have float, like hockey hair. It's got to have float. So we're going to throw a little half hitch or whip finish here off the end. Back to the bobbin cradle. And we're going to stuff this little dubbing loop that I just made with this good stuff from Spirit River. So what I'm doing is kind of just fluffing it up with my thumb, between my thumb and my index finger. And then you kind of mat it together so that it all kind of lines up, and then you get this bally. See what's going on here? This is what you're trying to achieve. Give it a little slap. Slap it around a little bit. Let it know who's boss. Stuff her in this dubbing loop. I have no idea if you guys are asking me questions right now. Like I said, I'm on a solo mission here. It's raining outside, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be than with you guys right now. Time flies. So we got that in a dubbing loop. We're going to give this a good spin. We ain't going to get it too tight that we can't pick the stuff out. Boom, right there. We're going to get back with the Velcro, work a bit of this stuff out. That's the whole thing about that Spirit River Lightning dub, is that it is fibrous, syntheticness, and nice and stringy. See how nice and stringy that stuff is? I want it to amalgamate with this fly and the marabou that I'm going to plop on top of it. I don't want to trap all that fiber, so I'm going to peel it back as I'm going so that I don't trap it. See how that's winding in there nice and pretty. Don't trap that beautiful fiber. You worked so hard to get out there. That's it. See how that came together? There it is. Now we're going to go back to the bobbin cradle. Pop in the bobbin. Lock down that loop so you don't lose all the goodness. Cut the rest of that loop off. Throw the tag end away. Peel this stuff back just a little bit. Lock it down. Then you're going to get your Velcro strip back out there, and we're just going to get the flow back and pull anything out of there that just does not work. Whoa. Tell me that doesn't look good. It's like I'm talking to myself right now. I'm in a dark, well, it's not dark. I'm in a room all by myself, cameras pointing at every orifice, and you guys are sitting there watching me. So, next, we get to the marabou. So, anybody that buys strung marabou, it comes in this nifty stuff that makes really cool beards, mustaches, really cool beards. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but anyhow, what you're looking for is one that's got some really nice flow. Soft, supple, sexy. And when they're doing the dye jobs, you go on the bottom and this stuff that gets really fluffy in the bottom end, it's really manky. You want to get rid of that manky stuff. And then you're left with the flow. The flow. We're going to back in the tip here. And you're going to tie it in at the tip. Marabou is a lot of fun to work with. It likes to get into everything. So it's kind of like a rabbit hair. When you're working with it, it's almost better to moisten your fingers and kind of prune it back a little bit, or it likes to trap itself. So we got this feather on here. Now, one thing I like to do with marabou is use hackle plier, which I'm struggling to find here. I know it's here, I was just using it. Hackle plier, where'd you go? There's my hackle plier. Thank God, Scotty LeBoldis is in the building, and he's helped me find my stuff here. What I would do if he wasn't here tonight. I was almost feeling like I was talking to myself this entire video. See, the problem is I can't see all you 1,000 viewers that are watching right now. So as we're going around, what you're doing is you're trying to work this stuff back so it's not trapping all them good fibers. That's the one thing with marabou, because it's so long and stringy and sparse, and the flow. It's kind of like my hair. I've noticed as I'm getting older, my hair is getting thinner and it's got a lot more flow to it, and it's getting grayer, or I should say it's getting chromer.
Chromer?
Yeah, it's getting chromer. I noticed the ladies are digging the gray hair. So anyhow, what we're going to do here is we're going to try our best to lock this down without trapping too many fibers, because you don't want to trap them fibers. Okay, moisten the fingers. Oh, I didn't moisten it. I pretty well spat right on that fly, but that's okay. It'll come out, don't worry. And I've got fantastic breath. So this fly is like super fresh right now because I got super fresh breath. Imagine like minty kiwi, and like, I was gonna say banana bread. Banana bread actually tastes really good, but it doesn't smell that great. So we're going to just prune a little bit of this back before I trap too much of it. Okay, there. You don't want to pull that out. So So we're going to lock that feather in. Nice. Working back up over that marabou a little bit. Okay. Okay. So now you can see the flow. I like this one better than the first one that I did. It's like anything. Your first fly looks good, but your second and third start to look fantastic. Huh, look at the black. You can see the black popping through there. What do you think, cameraman? How's it looking?
Let me see the camera.
You see them black fibers stringing out the back end?
Oh, yep.
Stringing out the back end?
Hidden more on the camera than, but it's in there.
Well, if you look at my side.
Oh, there you go.
See, my side is definitely better than your side.
Yeah.
Only because I can see my side. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a quick hint of some UV goodness with some marabou or flashabou. So you don't want to go too crazy with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 fibers, not 4. We're going to do 3. Okay? 3, not 4. Yeah, and if you want to do more, you can do more. But the whole thing with this stuff is not to overpower your fly. It's to complement your fly. So there you go. Yeah, let one of your buddies use your fly tying stuff, and they change the pull on your bobbin. It's funny how that works. You ever have that problem? You let one of your buddies use your fly tying stuff, and next thing you know, they make it their own.
Adjust it how they like it.
Yeah. Like how my bobbin, I like my bobbin a little bit more stiff than the next guy, and yeah. So anyhow, needless to say, the line is peeling off this thing a little bit better than it should be. Okay, so, oh man, the hues of that UV in there amongst that purple, sexy. Okay, so what we're doing now is that our good friend there down, where does Zach Copeland work? He works at Sea-Run?
No, he's at
Pacific Angler. I know it's one of those fine stores down there in a big city, conglomerates of Vancouver. But he sent me this back here. Let's go up to, actually, I'll just stay down. Yeah, go up to camera 3 for a second and I'll show him. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. If any of you out there hunt mallards, they're delicious, but their feathers are equally delicious to fish. And if you guys get any of this bronze mallard, you send it right here to Pemberton Fish Finder at 1380 Birch Street in Pemberton. I will tie you. Scott LeBoldus and myself, Brad Knowles, will graciously tie you a few of our fish-proven patterns. And thank you.
Some Moto Minnows.
We'll send a few Moto Minnows to you. Either way, we're just throwing that out there because the thing is that farm raised have got nothing on the wild beautiness and the oils.
And the wild ones are so nice.
It is so, yeah, so different. So like if we'll go back down to that bottom camera, I'm going to show you that is what you call wild feather.
I can see excited right
It's
there.
hard to compare to. You know what? I like that feather a lot. But I've picked a couple out prior to this one. Actually, this is a pretty nice feather. I think I might use this one. So anyhow, so we got this feather. And when we got it, you see all this white fuzzy stuff down the bottom. You don't want to use that stuff because what it does is collapse. And the whole thing with mallard flank that we like so much is that it holds its form so that your fly doesn't collapse. See, you got a little bit darker tips on the inside than you do on the outside. Typically on the inside the feather will want to roll over and lay the other way, but I want to get that dark contrast. So what I'm going to do is take the inside of the feather and I'm going to try my best to get this to peel. Okay, don't break, baby.
Don't break the stem.
So you don't want to break that stem. But the whole thing about making spey flies is the sparseness, the flowness. Similar to a hockey player, you want that flow. And this is how you get it. By breaking that feather in half and getting it flowing. So we got that feather now. We'll split it. You don't want to get too much of that short stuff in the bottom, in the tip. Pull this guy back a little bit. We're going to tie it in at the tip. And we're going to get funky with it. Fresh. We're going to get funky fresh with it. Bring that stuff back up to the top. Usually I would fold that back and tie it in. Like with the Moto Minnow, I don't throw any of this away. But with this guy, it's all about sexiness. So, we're going to take that feather, work it around. And as you're going, you're going to see the transformation of this beautiful feather. The sexiness, the suppleness. It's going to change the way you look at the mallard flank from now on. Oh baby. As you're going, you don't want to trap any of them feathers. So you're pruning, pulling it back, stripping it back. Once you get to the end of that beautiful feather, you want to get it all in there. Got it all in there. Now we're going to trap it. Lock it down. Lock it down. Oh, don't lose it now. Bring it back. Okay, lock it down. I'm getting this head a little bit bulkier than I want it, but that's okay. The nice thing about solar is that I can make it real pretty again. There it is. Okay. Now, watch this flow. I'm gonna put money on this fly, Scotty.
Yeah, looking good.
I would have liked a little bit longer feather. But the reality is, the thing with mallard flank is that it breaks up the pattern. The barredness. Look at the difference. Velcroing it in. And what I'm doing is pulling the fibers from the underside, are gelling with the outside, with the barredness of that mallard flank. Woo-wee!
I'm in one.
Now we're talking. Alright, I'm going to make sure that I got that head perfect. I'm going to give it a little bit of a whip finish. We're going to finish it off with a little bit of Sol Res. And then I'm thinking that our good friend here, Scott LeBoldis, is going to do his rendition of this, and I am really eager to see this because I know there's not many
on the fly.
Are you gonna tie a demo, or you're just going for it?
Oh wow, yeah, I just got here from work, so
oh man,
I'm just gonna have to.
That is what you call dedication. The man that comes run, he actually came running through the door. He did not want to miss out on this evening production. You want me to save some of that mallard fun for you?
Yeah.
Anyhow, so we got this Solar Res bone dry. What we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a nice little coat. Make it like glass. There's not many things out there that can make thread on a head look as sexy as bone dry.
It is so good.
It really is, truly. Did you bring your EpiPen?
No.
No. Okay, here we go. Ooh, look at the smoke coming off that thing. Did you see that? That's Solar Res UV lights, man. They put the heat in it. And the whole thing is once this thing's done and cured, that's all you need to, boom. Unlike Sally Hardnails, you're going to have to wait for a long time, and then your fly box is going to smell like nail polish for eternity. What do you think, Scotty?
Liking it.
And when this thing gets wet, it's just going to fold together. All those little tips, that
nice
little
teardrop.
You like that? You like that? It all comes together perfectly at the end. That's what we're looking for.
I like to get that little tail in there.
You like that?
Yeah.
Hey?
I like it.
Body. Gold. You got all them proven fish colors are all up in this thing. And you know what? Tonight's a fun night because, you know, our good friend John Horner, he started it off with the first one. What do we name this thing? I can't. Something about stinky butts or something. It's right there.
Blue Butt Juice
Oh yeah, this is the. What is the? This
Blue Butt
no, this
Juice
is the
Spey.
purple.
So I guess this is the
Purple
butt.
juicy butt. Oh man, I don't know. Where did we come up with this?
That's what the name's on the top.
We were all yeah,
It's
but
the
that
Juicy
was that.
Butt series.
Yeah, it's a juicy butt series, but this is the purple juicy butt. Spey. Johnny did the blue. I'm not sure what color are you
I
going
think there's a song that's called I thought I farted, but I shart.
with? You sharted.
That's the theme song to these flies
Yeah.
here.
Oh man, I can't wait to try these out. We're gonna be swinging some nice flies this year. Anyhow, that's the purple juicy butt. Anyhow, let's go up top and we'll sign out here. So camera, what are you on? Camera 4? Camera 3?
3 back
Yeah.
up. There you go.
Camera 3. Anyhow, so like I was saying earlier, marabou works really good for making beards.
All kinds of Halloween costumes.
Yeah. I
Fuzzy
mean,
eyebrows.
fuzzy eyebrow. Yeah, I mean those are like really
Boas?
big. Yeah, boas, whichever.
Be a little burlesque.
I mean, hey, you can have a lot of fun in your fly tying room, all by yourself, when no one's looking. You know how that works. And we're really looking forward to doing some steelhead fishing and chinook. Chinook will be around the corner here pretty soon, but steelhead, we're thinking about 2 weeks from now we're going to start fishing for them pretty hard here. So look forward to that. So that'll be mid-February. Steelhead fishing gets really good that first week of March though. That's first, second week of March you can guarantee fish. So anyhow, it's Brad Knowles here, Permanent Fish Finder. And Scott LeBoldis is going to be joining us here very soon. I'm excited to see what he's got, and you should be too, so stick around. And yeah, we'll sign out with that. Enjoy your evening.